Okay, hey y'all. So I am about to go live with Simone, and she's pretty much just gonna talk about her business, her podcast, Divine Melanation, and how she got into it, and just learn a little bit about her. So I did add her link to the live. So if you ever just want to learn more about her and her business and all the business services she's offered and just know who she is, you can click on the link or you can definitely follow her. So I'm going to see if she is ready to jump on with me. Let me find my girl. There she go. I'm gonna invite her. So I just invited her. Oh, okay. There she go. Okay, so she'll be coming on shortly. I'll be feeling like I'll be getting on here and my lips just be going through it.
Hey, sis.
Hey, sis. Okay, you caught me putting my lip chap on because I be feeling like my lips be so dry and they really don't. But
I feel it, girl. Lip gloss is everything. Lip gloss be popping.
I know. I can barely hear you, sis.
Can you hear me?
Just like it's low.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, but barely.
No. Let me go back in and come back out.
Oh.
Go back in and then request. I'm going to go out and I'm going to close the app and I'm going to come back in.
Okay. We're going to wait for her so she can get her sound because I could barely hear her. Hopefully y'all can hear me. But I hope y'all doing all right today. We've been snowed in for 3 days. Well, going on 3. Hopefully y'all haven't lost your mind yet with the kids being at home. If so, take a breather. It's okay. Hopefully y'all being productive. Y'all, did some things to help you through the rest of the week. Okay, I'm about to add her again.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, no, maybe it's me. Hold on. I'm like, it definitely could be me. Hold on. Okay, I just muted myself. Do you hear me good? Mm-hmm. So maybe it's just me.
Or you want me to try to change devices? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear?
Okay, there it is.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. I can hear you real good now. Okay. All right. So
my libation for this snowy day.
Right. Hey, look. I'm like, this is when I turned 29, but we passed that now. So how are you, my good sis?
I'm good today. I'm better today.
Okay, so we had a tough day yesterday. We did have a phone call, which was very good, Mm-hmm. But I just really wanted to get on here, bouncing back off the phone call we had, and bouncing off like our first real interaction through SIG Day, because it got a little intense. Right? But we were able to talk about it and understand that we kind of are like the same person, and we are passionate about stuff that we believe in and stuff like that. And it was a beautiful thing. And we talked, and here we are, bonding like nothing ever happened.
Yeah, that's how you're supposed to do.
Absolutely.
Sisters bicker and fight with each other.
Yes. All the time, right?
It's okay. It's nothing wrong with it.
Right. So what made you, tell us a little bit about you. about Miss Ladon.
You would say my middle name, crazy. Right now I'm becoming a serial entrepreneur. I love being an entrepreneur at this point. I never, ever work for nobody else unless I really got to pour into my business.
Right.
I am 39 years old. I'm an empty nester. I don't have any children living with me. I've raised my children. I have a 20-year-old son in the military. I have a 18-year-old daughter that goes to Texas Women's. I am a professional podcaster. I do taxes. I am a licensed life insurance agent. And today, I have started advertising my fashion consulting business.
Yes. And so with all of that, like, how do you find yourself balancing each business? Because each of them requires amount of energy and attention. Like, how do you balance and those are different avenues, right. You know, it's not all the same. Right. So how do you balance that out?
So with the podcast, naturally, like the most important one for me is the podcast, because that is where my marketing and my brand is.
Right.
I am my brand. So with the Divine Melanation, I talk about woman going through the journey of womanhood and the steps, the stumbles and pitfalls and the valleys, the highs, the lows that we go through, and I talk about them in real time.
Right.
Things that I like. Today I'm dropping a YouTube that is something that is very, very near and dear to me, and it's in real time.
Right.
Like, it's like for real. Like it's happening right now. And I think that it resonates with a lot of women. A lot of the things that I talk about are things that women can resonate to make them better. I talk about coping mechanisms. I talk about abuse. I talk about relationships. I talk about mending relationships with sisters, because I've learned that what I've experienced is a lot of Black women don't know how to communicate with each other.
Right.
Because we're taught to be in competition with one another, even in family dynamics. And I'm the only child with my mother, so I was always raised as the only child until I was with my father, and then it was a situation where I was picked apart, picked on, bullied, abused mentally. Now that I'm older, I know that I was abused mentally, psychologically, spiritually, and emotionally. And just to go through those things have taught me how to parent better, how to be a better friend, a better fiance, a better woman, and a better person for society, period.
Right.
Because there was a lot of things that were just like absolute, I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that. I ain't fooling with that. I ain't doing that. And so now that I'm learning, I'm like, nah, you got to be open-minded and be intentional with everything that I do.
Right.
So now my intentions have changed. Well, the way that I use my intentions are now very important, and I see more results, positive results.
Right.
Being part of SIG has put me on a whole nother level. Like, I have a lot of women that support me, that have my back, and I've never really had that, to be honest. Like, I've never really been the type of girl. Like, I've always been cordial, and I've always had to, like, fit in with women. But with SIG, it just comes natural, and I needed that in my life right now.
Yeah, because I remember we talked about having a strong personality, and how sometimes people stray away from that because it's intense, right? You don't know how you don't know how.
Girl, I know I'm some for the people.
Right. you don't know how to quite accept this person, or how to, or you just don't want to offend them if you don't like, if you have something to say, but it's like you have to have, like you say, you always feel like you have to fit in, and you got to find a way to exist amongst others, because your presence is, you know, it's a bright,
and
people feel it when you walk in the room, or people know you're there type thing.
Yes. And I've been told that a couple of times from women in our group that I have to be in control of my emotions, because
we talked about that last night.
Because my presence is so big, and it's so,
and you can shift the energy in the room. I'm an energy like, I resonate with that so much, because it's like I can be an energy shifter too, right? You know how crazy I am, but I just, you know, it's just me. But you have to be aware of your emotions, because you have that power. If the moment your energy shifts, it shifts the whole room.
Yeah, because I can walk in a room and command attention just by walking in.
Yeah.
And so if I can just walk in a room.
Do you think people misunderstand you with that? Like, having that, I'm gonna say unwanted energy, because it's just something you have. You ask for it.
It's in my Diddy vibe.
Right.
It's in my
right.
It's in my Diddy vibe. It's how I walk. It's how I talk.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I think sometimes women do kind of get offended by it sometimes, because I know that I'm very direct, very direct.
Yeah.
And like, I say what I say, I mean what I say, but it's not like I'm not trying to offend you.
Right.
It's like taking up space.
Yeah.
Like, that's my thing. Like, take up space. Like, say what you want to say. Say it. And then, like, it don't got to be a problem behind it. You just said what you said. And as long as your intention, as long as my intention wasn't to hurt you, I can come back and apologize.
Right.
And say, like, my bad. That was not my intention for you, to hurt you or to make you feel any type of way.
Right.
But I also have learned that a lot of that passive aggressiveness, that is subtle. It's very subtle with me, because that's how I've been treated.
Okay, that makes sense. So with your podcast, has it helped you grow? Like, has it helped you grow in areas you needed to grow, being able to talk about different topics and a lot of things that you've been through? Like, do you feel like it's helped you grow as well? So it's like something that you started and you're growing, but as you grow your podcast, you're growing with it.
Yeah, I do.
And do you think that growth has helped you in your other business avenues as well, being able to help others, being able, like you said, to communicate? Or because sometimes, you know, it's a thin line between being rude and straightforward, right? And you got to know that line with different people, because everybody's different. So with you having clients and taxes and stuff, and having that personality type, having the podcast, has it helped you like be able to adjust, being able to talk to different people, or saying like, "Ooh, I saw myself here. Ooh, I need to tone it, or I need to kind of change that."
I'm more aware now of my sharp edges.
Okay.
Because like I said, I come in, I take up space.
Right.
And if you take up space and your edges are sharp, you're cutting people.
Yeah.
And you don't
definitely
know you cutting them, because you're just taking up space. You're just doing you, right? But sometimes doing you can hurt other people.
Right.
So I'm learning how to
have more like self-awareness. And you know what?
And self-awareness of how I treat other people.
Right.
Or how other people feel about me, and how I come across other people.
Yes. Because I feel like, honestly, you can't control nobody else, but having self-awareness is so powerful, because you can read the room and then you can place yourself where you need to be in order for the situation to benefit you, right? Because we can't control others. We can only control ourselves.
Right.
So self-awareness is a huge thing, especially in business, going and having business partners, or having a group like us.
It's relationship. It's relationship building.
Oh, yeah.
And so we think that relationships are just like friendships or romantic relationships, but when you're an entrepreneur, those business relationships are more important than friendships that you have with like people that are just your homegirls.
Yeah, because that's what's gonna bring you your money. That's what's gonna grow your vision, what you're trying to do. So absolutely.
So you have to learn how to. I had to learn how to balance my loyalty to myself.
Elaborate on that.
Trusting me.
Okay.
Trusting who I'm around. Trusting the intention that people have with me.
Mm-hmm.
Trusting how much access people that don't need access to me have.
That's a big one.
And being loyal to myself. If I'm loyal to me, I'm gonna be loyal to other people. But if I don't know how to be loyal to myself, and loyal to me means, like we said, emotional intelligence, boundaries,
yeah,
and self-awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Because once you can get those together, your confidence goes up, your self-esteem goes up, your bag goes up, your friendships are better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You become a better person. So it's certain aspects of,
Yeah.
that make us better women.
Yeah.
And this group has helped me to highlight, like our sisterhood has helped me be more aware of that. You know what I'm saying? Be more in a thriving and not surviving mode.
I like that. I like that because
But be more thriving than surviving.
Yeah. Because sometimes people think they're thriving, but really they're in survival mode and don't know the difference, right? So survival mode is very draining.
Yes.
I got to figure out how to make it. Thriving is more light, right? You feel light, you feel free. Survival, the weight of the world is on you. There's a difference. And you got to know what mode you in, because you can't do thriving things in survival mode.
No.
It's not going to work out.
And when you're thriving, your experiences with people and just little things that you do are more fulfilling.
Yeah.
When you're thriving, you have more fun with people that you're around. You appreciate the little things. Your love language changes.
Right.
And you got to understand like what your love language is. My love language for me is words of affirmation.
Okay.
Like that's my love language with everybody.
And I can definitely see that, basically, especially hitting on like what we talked about yesterday, the current situation and just your past, where words have been what cut you,
right?
What has tore you down, what took away from your light and your greatness. Words have been something that has been important in your life. So for that to be what you need to thrive, it makes so much sense, because you're trying to replenish what was taken away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's just like, even in my relationship, like quality time, like I'm cool with it, but I'm a loner. I like being by myself. Like, girl, I was waiting on you reading another book. You know what I'm saying? I got a book next to me, the laptop over here. You know what I'm saying? Like everything, like, I'm finna cook in a minute. My man in here watching TV. Like, I don't mind these kids being grown and gone.
Right.
I've done my part.
Positive things.
I've done my part.
Right.
And now it's time for me to take that tool chest out that I used to take out on everybody else. Because I take a tool chest out and fix a nigga. So now I got to take the tool chest out and fix myself.
Yeah.
And that's being aware of myself. And that's being accountable. Because I hate when people be like, well, I'm holding you accountable. Can't nobody hold me accountable. I can hold me accountable.
Right.
Only you can hold you accountable as a grown person.
Right.
And so I'm learning to be more accountable for me, my actions, my words, my energies. and the things that I do.
Yeah. Because another thing, and we talked about learning ourselves yesterday. And I kind of want to talk about that a little bit because I feel like even men, you know, who are young fathers that had kids at a, you know, young age, and mothers as well, you miss that opportunity to learn yourself, know yourself, what you like, what you don't like, what fits for you, what don't fit for you. And then once you do your duty to get your children at a point where they are on their own, like in their 20s, 18 and stuff, now you get to have that journey. But then you like, dang, like you say, it's so late. It's so late in age. But I wanted to tell you, like, it's never too late to learn who you are.
And that was my issue. It wasn't that. It's not that I think it's too late because I ain't even 40.
Right.
Girl, I'm still spring chicken. You heard. And I'm cocky and motherfucker.
We know.
But I'm learning to understand that even though I was a teen parent, and a lot of my decisions that I made were because of my children. And it was a time like after my children left, it was like 3 months. I take like when between my son and my daughter graduating, it was like a year where I was like so freaking emotional. Like I didn't know how to take my hands off of them. Like even my daughter graduating, like, and she's in college, girl, and she had came home and she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go with my friends." And I was like, "Girl, no, you not. It's dark outside.
Right.
You ain't going nowhere." And I had to say, "You need to chill.
Yeah.
She all right. Trust her. You gave her the tools that she needs. You gave her the house rules. She knows her curfew in this house. So trust that if she leaves at 10, she gonna be back at 2.
Yeah.
And she gonna text me. She got her location on. And even when she's not away from home, when she's away from home, which kids do whatever they do in college. I don't know. I never went, so I don't know what they do.
Right.
But I trust her because I trust that I did my best, and I trust that I have an open communication and an open relationship with my daughter and my son,
right,
where they don't feel that I'm better than them or that their failures are I'll drop them or I'll leave them or I'm disappointed in them or that I won't never support them or they can get cut off. That will never happen.
Yeah.
And they know that.
Yeah.
For a Fendi fact that if ain't nobody else gonna ride, my mama gonna come behind. I'll call my mama.
Right. Right.
My son 20 in the military talking about, because I'm a veteran too. My son 20 talking about, "Mama, if this man keep messing with me, call Auntie Pat, because we gonna have to fix him." Because one of my really, really good friends, she's a warrant officer.
Okay.
She's a warrant officer 4. She's one of the few black women in that position in the whole Army.
Dang.
Like, she has, like, a security clearance where she can walk into the White House just because she wants to.
Dang, that's powerful.
And she, like, loved me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And she, like, what they did to him? Hold on, what's the unit? Girl, he was in Germany. Girl, she got in touch with somebody in Germany, girl, and got some act right.
Yeah, because, you know, when in the service and stuff, they be getting out of line sometimes with the stuff that they do.
Yeah, especially
I've had these conversations with people who are not in the service or just, like, not active or what, you know, Marines and stuff. I've heard some stuff, so I believe that wholeheartedly. So you definitely got to have that pull to show up when you need to show up or have somebody show up for your kid.
Yeah.
Because it can get...
They try him, and because he was 18 when he went in. My son's 20, he an E4. He 20. He an E4. By the time he's 22, he's going to be a sergeant.
Yeah.
He the shit.
So let me ask you a question. So we know that, okay, we had a situation that we talked about yesterday, and I kind of want to jump into that.
We can talk about it. Because it's going to be, y'all go
okay, go
join
ahead.
the Divine Melanation. Go and join the Divine Melanation Podcast. It's getting uploaded
and
today.
I have the link on the live. It should be attached.
And go follow me, because if I'm able, I'm going to make that be my live on today. Because I'm not being silenced anymore. I'm not being bullied. I'm not being silenced. And I'm not going to be anyone's punching bag. I don't care who you are. Mother, daughter, mother, father, brother, sister, stepmama, auntie, uncle, none of that. Mm-hmm. Because I'm old enough to understand what abuse is and what it looks like.
Right. So with that, okay, so let's bounce off of that. Like yesterday you said something that abuse is not always physical in families, right?
It's not always physical or sexual.
Right.
Because we always horn in on abuse in families, like being sexual abuse or physical abuse. But we don't talk about the abuse that we go through mentally, emotionally, psychologically, and spiritually.
Right. Oof.
And those right there,
sometimes it's worse than physical abuse.
They dictate our behavior. Because if you're physically abused, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it hurts. You know, that hurts. It's not a trauma Olympics, because they all bad, right? Mm-hmm. But if you're sexually abused, you can tangibly see someone getting hurt. You can tangibly see someone getting sexually, like you can have evidence of that.
Right.
There's evidence of physical abuse and there's evidence of sexual abuse when it happens, right?
Right.
And those are the things that most of the time people speak up on, and they cut their family off behind. But we tend to stay within realms of family when we're getting abused emotionally, mentally, psychologically, and spiritually. Mm-hmm. This last week, I have been abused spiritually. I've been gaslit, like thinking I'm like what I'm saying, like I'm crazy. Mm-hmm. Like I don't know what I just said or I don't know what I'm talking about.
Right.
I have been attacked by a bunch of narcissists. I have been bullied, and I am not putting myself in those places with those people anymore.
Absolutely.
And I know some people are like, well, that's your family. But if they're hurting you, just like if if I said, oh, someone sexually abused me, or someone in my family used to beat on me, you would say, leave them alone.
Yeah.
So why can't we say leave them alone when they messing with your mind and your psyche and your heart and your heart space? Right. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's not okay.
It's not.
And to be bullied, and so to caveat on that, when we get into those positions of those type of abuses in families, it normally comes with bullying, and it's the black sheep syndrome. That's what they call you, the black sheep, right?
Yep.
But the black sheep knows everybody's secrets.
Yep.
So one thing that I learned is that the way that my dad's family has treated me is not a reflection of me. It's a reflection of them.
Absolutely.
Because I am not easy to deal with. I wasn't the perfect child. I wasn't perfect in my 20s, but I'm still human, and I'm still part of that family, and we still blood. So to be bullied by my father and to be abused by him in
emotionally, spiritually, all of that.
No, yeah, my daddy has never molested me. He's never touched me. My daddy never even whooped me, girl.
Yeah, but abused you in other ways, which still matters. Because remember, I told you I couldn't imagine like my dad.
You saw the videos.
I absolutely saw the videos, and it was heartbreaking.
And the messages.
Yes, ma'am. And it's crazy because it's like how you remember how you said that you had to learn how to take your hands off of your kids. Well, all of that abuse spills over into you overly pouring into your kids because you want to compensate for that.
Because I want to control it.
Yeah.
And so I'm learning, and I'm going to therapy because I go to therapy as well. To be okay with that. Yeah. To be okay with not being around them.
Yeah.
And
wanting their validation and trying to, because remember we talked, there's nothing. I'm guilty for that too, right? Wanting to prove something so bad to people like.
And there's nothing wrong with that. And that was the thing. They were like, you're trying to look for attention. Yeah, you my daddy, and I've never felt that I made you happy. I've never felt that you was proud of me, genuinely proud of me.
Yeah.
And I'm your oldest, and I'm your girl.
Right.
I'm your only girl, and I'm your oldest. And you treat me like I ain't shit, like I'm one of your stepchildren.
Yeah.
And you treat them with more respect, more dignity than any of them, than me. And I've never treated a man with more dignity and more respect than him.
Mm.
I revere my father, but I can't fool with him though.
Yeah. So after yesterday, because then one thing that we talked about, which this could go for any entrepreneur, any business. We talked about emotional intelligence and like knowing where you stand at, but you have all this going on, but you still have a business to run at the same time. And we talked about how it's draining. You don't have no energy. You don't have the tools that you need to run a successful business because all this personal stuff is going on and you're trying to overcome that. Like, what advice could you give others who want to be entrepreneurs or that are entrepreneurs that may struggle in this area silently and don't know like what to do or how to deal with that? Like, what advice would you give them?
You got to write down the pros and cons of the people in your life. What attributes are they contributing and what attributes are they taking away? And if they're taking away more than they're giving you, you got to let them go.
Bingo. And
people think like, oh, well, I'll just be cordial. Fuck that cordial shit, yo. Because that still is access for them to use you and abuse you.
Yeah.
Still gives them access to come into your energy space and mistreat you.
Yeah.
So the advice that I would give them is to breathe, number one. Cry.
Breathe from the core.
Yes. Cry if you need to. Take you a day. Because told me, she was like, take a day. And I didn't even take a day. But I'm going to take a day.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a day because I think.
Because you got to process all that because you ain't even processed it. Even after doing your podcast, you still ain't processed it. I know.
And so I'm going to take a day. Like, tomorrow I got things to do. Friday, I don't know what I got to do Saturday. But for sure, Sunday, I'm, like, turning my phone off. Like, I'm not even D&D-ing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking the laptop is going off. The iPad going off. Both of my phones are going off.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to sit in this house, take this robe off, wrap this good ass motherfucking silk press up that I keep touching on, and watch TV. I'm not reading no books.
And decompress. Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna chill.
Yeah.
That's all. That Sunday is my day. All day I'm chilling.
Yeah.
All day. I'm not doing anything. Even like, cause it's been snow days. Like, so yesterday, if y'all look at my reel that I did, I started off, it was daytime. Mm-hmm. By the time I got myself together, it was nighttime.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasted like 6 hours in my emotions.
Man, that is so real. That is so real, man. And that affects like people's success at business, and you wondering why like you're not succeeding or things are not going the way that you want them to, and it's because emotionally you're all over the place and you didn't spend 6 hours doing nothing
but thinking, crying, whining, feeling sorry for myself, going back to those trauma places.
Don't get me wrong, that's needed, but you have to make being a business owner, and you have to make time for that.
It's either or. It's either Uchiwali or one mic. It's either you gonna feel sorry for yourself in that day and have that moment, or you gonna push that shit to the back and do what you gotta do. And one thing that I didn't do is I didn't do that.
Right.
I didn't. It was Uchiwali and one mic, mm-hmm. and it needed to be Uchiwali or one mic.
Mm-hmm.
And I think yesterday I should have took that whole day and just.
I agree wholeheartedly, and I feel like once we do finish, talking, and you drop your podcast, remember I told you, let that be that. Yeah. I wish you could have your day sooner than Sunday, but I understand things have to be in whatever place they need to be in. But yeah, let that be that, and then this new adventure, this new career with the fashion.
Listen, Sunday is my day to drop that dead weight. Like Sunday is gonna be the day where I sit and cry, feel sorry for myself, and then when Monday morning hit, that weight is gone.
Yeah. And I think people don't take time to do that, because what they trying to do, Uchiwali, they're trying to
do both,
process that and still do business stuff. Then you messing up. You doing this. You ain't really.
Because I did, girl. I did. I had put so I do taxes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Amy had to call me because I put the wrong caption on one of my tax posts. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't thinking. And she was like, "That's for the team." And I was like, "Oh, God."
Yep.
I'm social media queen over here.
Mm-hmm.
And so I knew that, and that wasn't even yesterday. That was like when the text messages about the picture came.
Yeah.
Out.
Yeah.
And I was disturbed. So this has been going on since Thursday.
Yeah.
So this will be a week tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because today's Wednesday, right? So this will be a week. Thursday. Tomorrow will be a week that the drama has started. Mm-hmm.
And I don't even want to call it drama. I want to call it an obstacle. Because we're working through this.
Yeah. It's worked through.
Yeah. Yeah.
The plan
already done worked through now. We just
the plan already in place.
Right.
Now I'm asserting boundary. I'm asserting those boundaries. I'm dropping this podcast, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
That's it.
It's 3 parts.
That's it.
It's 3 parts. They ain't long, but I'm telling my side, and then I try to be very cordial with the podcast. I'm not doing that. I'm finna talk all my truth.
Yeah.
No matter who it hurt. I'm finna get this shit off because for me, the podcast is therapeutic.
Yeah. And it's there to help others, pave the way for
and
others.
So I was tiptoeing around like the things that I thought like, oh, I'm not gonna touch on that because I don't want to offend or I don't want to start no shit. No, I'm starting shit. Listen.
But
I'm walking.
Fair. Due to the situation, I completely understand. And
I'm walking across the bridge and I'm burning it as I go.
There you go.
So I'll never have to go back.
Yeah.
Because my fiance this morning, he was like, "Do you want me to call your dad?" I was like, "And say what?"
Right.
So he could say something fly to you and I cuss him out.
Yeah.
No, we're not doing that.
Don't cut that energy completely out.
Yeah.
And if it comes back, or if it comes back around and it's in a loving, caring way and the bond wants to be made, maybe we can revisit that.
I'm burning the bridge as I walk across it.
Yeah. Sometimes
it's no coming back. It's no coming back because it's too much damage being done. It's too much damage that's been done, and it's nobody wants to be. No one wants to. No one. I'm the one to blame.
Yeah.
So if I'm the one to blame, so if it's my fault, I'm gonna move the fuck around.
Yeah.
So if all y'all think that y'all finna bully me because I'm the one, the bad apple. Remember that's what one bad apple stole a bunch.
That is exactly.
I'm gonna roll me and the rest and my apples to another apple tree, and we gonna grow and plant seeds and reap a harvest.
Okay. I love that. So with just us, everything we talked about, what would be your top 3 takeaways as far as business, emotional, like one for business, one for emotional intelligence, and then what did we say? One for like thriving, like when you're in a thriving space. What's a good tip that you can give somebody how to keep moving or how to propel forward?
Number 1 for all 3 of them, be intentional.
Okay.
For business, plan your business out. Make goals, but don't make it overwhelming. Make goals that are tangibly that you can touch.
Yes.
So make your long-term goal, which is fine. People make 5-year goals. I've never made a 5-year goal plan. I've never done that. I do my things in quarters. So the most I'll do is a year.
Okay.
And so I bust my year down in quarters. So every 3 months, I have a plan, and every 30 days, I have a plan.
And
so
that holds you more accountable too. So
and you see what you accomplish. So it builds your confidence and self-esteem, and you're not overwhelmed.
Yeah.
So that's one thing for business. With your emotional intelligence, therapy always helps. A life coach always helps. Mentors are a must in business. You gotta have a mentor in business. Someone that you would change your life. Listen, this is what I tell people. You can't tell me shit if I wouldn't change my life with you. If I wouldn't change my life off of yours, you can't tell me nothing. So you find a mentor that you would be like, dang, if I was living like that, I would do X, Y, Z. Not that you coveting their stuff, but you like what they're doing and how they handle their self and how they are as people.
Right.
And that's with business. And with emotionally and mentally, meditate, work out, journal, read, have your time, unplug.
Okay. Well, I feel like that was a great conversation. We are alike in so many ways, but we are different people. But that was really good. I felt like you gave great insight on who you are, some of your, trials and tribulations, but showing that you trumping them and how you're going about doing it. And people, like please do tune into her podcast because, like she said, it's real time. So she not saying that, oh, I'm this perfect entrepreneur. I'm like, I got it all figured out. You guys literally are going to grow with her. And you may want to jump on there and talk with her and be like, hey, I had this struggle. Or, you know what? I really resonate that with you. Can I get on and talk about that? And it may be therapeutic for you. And you may be able to leave that on that podcast and go on to the next thing. And that'll be one thing. Hey, sis. That'll be one thing that you can mark off your list and be.
You have a YouTube?
Huh?
You have a YouTube?
No, I need to start one.
I'm gonna put this interview on my YouTube.
Okay.
On my YouTube.
Okay. I'm gonna start one just because.
And I'm gonna put your Instagram.
Yeah.
No, send me all your stuff too.
Okay.
So that I can put your lip line and your all your products.
Okay.
And how people can find it. So make sure you text that to me.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna download this and I'm gonna put it on there so that I can put that on there for us, girls. So you know the people can see. We can build. We build it. We tap the network.
And then so they can tune in to whenever you dropped your 3-part, because I'm ready. I'm ready to listen, watch, whatever. However you drop it, whether it's audio or video. I'm gonna be
video. The call to action is YouTube, y'all. It's the Divine Melanation Podcast on YouTube. It's also it's also Audible, but not all of the episodes on YouTube are Audible. Some of them are just only YouTube available, but some of them are going to be on Anchor, Spotify, Apple. I have Apple as well. It's the Divine Melanation. Your girl is on all platforms. You heard? What? Huh? What? We getting the big bag, not the little one.
Right. Yes. Perfect. So the link, I did link her YouTube to this live. So if you're interested, please tune in. She gonna drop her 3-part and it'll pretty much follow up from what we talked about today. So I'm gonna let you get to that, sis. I'm gonna jump on.
Put this on there. Send me your stuff first.
Okay.
Cause I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna download this first on there, and then I'm gonna the other one. I'll probably download that like at 9 tonight.
Okay.
Make it, and it's gonna be. I'm gonna go live. It's gonna, cause I use StreamYard, so it's gonna be live here too.
Okay.
But I'm gonna delete it.
Okay. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, love you, sis. Get to it. I'm going to send it off. You know, I'm going to say everything to you, and I appreciate your time.
You too. I appreciate yours, and I love you, and thank you for doing this with me. It's so comfortable.
Oh, I know.
Now we for life. We linked in. We linked in.
Let's get off these people live. Bye.
Bye, girl.